welcome back to Dear Dance. I'm so excited. I got this like fuzzy sweater for Halloween slash for life, and I'm planning on being a teddy bear. And I had to put it on because I'm really excited that it's here, and it is the coziest thing ever. And keeping with the Halloween theme, today my amazing guest is James Little, who is an incredible dancer. He does all styles. And not only is he an incredible dancer, he's an incredible friend. I don't know what I would do without him in my life. He is gorgeous. He is just like when you watch him, you're drawn to him. He is a performer, like the definition of a performer in class, on stage. He's done amazing jobs, and he's gone on tour with Todrick Hall, which is so cool. He's been in a lot of his videos. He does amazing things, and he can sing his face off. And I'm gonna say that out loud here because I think that's like not a lot of people can hear that, but like he can belt some Demi Lovato. Like, just wait till he starts sharing that. So as always, I love to share a video of my guests after I hype them up and blab for a million years. So let's check out this awesome video of him dancing some Teresa Stone choreo.
Bitch, I was your Beyonce. Bitch, I was your beat. Bitch, I was your Beyonce. Bitch, I was your Beyonce. Bitch, I was a 10. Bitch, you was a 5. Nah, 4. Bitch, I was a win. Pussy most niggas would die for. Bitch, I had you in position she couldn't apply for. Why you have to lie for? I'm bored, bitch, I'm Louboutin. I ain't fucking with Payless no more. I'm a G6, I ain't flying with Southwest no more. Bitch, your ass is broke, I ain't looking to invest no more. Bitch, I was your Maryland, you can't blow up my dress no more. Could've been your
What? So fun. I didn't even say why that was connected to Halloween, and my transition was horrible. But James is also amazing at makeup, so he's going to, in classic week before Halloween show episodes, attempt to teach me how to do some sort of makeup look. You know, if you watched last year or go check out, Morgan tried to help me do a spooky skeleton look, and it was very hilarious. And today, I'm going to bring him in. He's going to tell us all about what we are doing. And for anyone who doesn't know, this is Maisie, and she'll probably be joining us. So, without further ado, give a big round of applause for my amazing guest. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You know, we're living, we're alive. It's, that's great. I'm nervous about our craft, honestly, because
Honestly,
I've
me too.
never
It's
been.
fine.
Okay, cool. So we're on the same page, except not really because you're literally amazing at makeup, which I'm sure we'll get into, like talking about how you got into that when we talk about passions outside of dance. But tell the audience and the listeners what we are going to attempt to do today.
Well, we're we're just gonna be doing a little cow moment, a little something simple, a little
Love it.
something festive, a little
Love it.
something that hopefully won't take us too long.
I have to tell you, I don't know if you know this story. My first lead role in a show, I was Dot the Cow in the kindergarten version of Little Red Hen, and I took the role really seriously. So cows are like really special to me. I thought I genuinely was a cow. I'm not gonna lie. I was very offended when anyone ate hamburgers around me. I was like, how could you eat my people? Like, I
A
was
method
obsessed.
actress.
Yes, at 5. So I'm like really excited for this, and so is Maisie. She's kind of a cow too, I guess. She has spots like a cow, so maybe I'll make her a cow for Halloween. So
Perhaps.
first thing we need to do is white cream. I'm guessing.
Yeah, we're not gonna do like a full face cow. We're just gonna do like a little
Yeah,
like
cow mix.
mid-section cow. Yeah.
I love that.
Just because, we don't have that much time.
Right, and you take like you do some serious makeup looks that take like hours.
Yeah, and I'm slow is the thing. Like I have I like when I'm doing my makeup, it's a whole evening event because I'm just like so slow. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
try to we're gonna try to keep it quick, keep it light.
I love it.
Um
What's the
my
first
skin is
thing?
did you prime already?
No. And I know
Okay,
that's a
well,
shame because you gave me primer because I didn't own primer. So,
a crime, but it's
uh,
okay. It's okay. We
but this is like Halloween makeup, I think. So, like, yeah.
that it'll be fine. I'm
Okay.
using this Naked Pro Customizer. It's white concealer. It's
Do they have
by
to do this? That's how the real people
but
do it.
yeah. I mean,
So do I just
we're
like,
doing that.
yeah, yeah.
It's upside down. You can't. I'm not. The
Wait,
internet is
wait.
not a
Yeah,
place that
okay.
I
So do I just
understand
like put it on my face?
on. Ooh, hot. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put
Okay.
it like across like this
Cover the
like
bags.
mask area. Yeah, and like I don't know how like thick or opaque your
I
uh
have no idea either. I'm just doing like a little like just like getting creative. Oh, I see you're doing like oh, very nice. Maybe I should use like the app this beauty blender. This looks
yeah.
like I'm really just putting like white out on my face, but maybe
Well,
maybe
essentially we are. Yeah.
okay,
um
okay.
you said I'm gonna be taking this all the way up.
Oh yeah, I'm
Sorry, my
gonna
beauty blender is still kind of wet because I don't normally like to use a wet beauty blender because I don't like the way it is like lessens the product. Not lessens, but it moves it
distribute.
around a lot. You said full forehead moment.
I don't know what I'm doing, but worst comes to worst, I could just be like a ghost or be dead.
A ghost. We love
Okay, so
it.
I have white on.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Oh, yours looks really nice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go like I'm gonna keep mine like right here in this like mid section of my face. You just want to blend it down so it's smooth because you don't want white can get away from you.
Hmm.
Also, if you overblend it, it'll disappear and then you won't really be able to see it. I guess I'll go a little above my eyebrows since you have gone for the full foreheaded moment,
I'm gonna add a
which is
little more
fine.
because I like how you have it like dark, like more dense towards the eyes, and then you have it like ombreing out. So I'm gonna try and
Yeah, and also I'm really tired because I just came back
yeah, you
from
just got back from a trip to London. How cool.
yeah, I was in London this last week, so I my eyes probably look a little dark, even though I did get, sleep. Ooh, okay, that's not so bad. Just a little more.
Okay. I think we're really killing it so far.
I think we are too. I mean, like as people who are not makeup artists, I think that this Halloween we are really we're doing it. I also have this like reference photo.
This
Okay,
is
so
like
I'm gonna bring it down here just a little bit. And do you have like a white like a white eyeshadow? Because you probably don't have like a
I actually have this very large eyeshadow thing, and none of them are white, but there is like a light pink or cream.
you don't have any white powder at all?
Not here with me.
Okay, do you have like a translucent setting powder?
No, but we're just it's fine.
It is fine.
I'll put the cream.
It is fine. You're gonna put the what?
I'm putting like some cream eyeshadow. I'm just like kind of going off book.
I like it.
Thank you. Okay, so what is the next step? And also, I would love because I shared my first, you know, my first role. Did you do any theater or any sort of like shows growing up? Like, what was your very first memory of being on stage?
My very first I did do a lot of like theater growing up. What am I looking for? I'm looking for you know what? I have like a white setting powder, so that is actually going to be
Yeah,
the next step is you want to set
I'll
that
pretend.
cream,
I'll pretend I
obviously.
did it.
yeah, obviously you don't have that, so you will work that out. I did when I was my very first like musical theater show I ever did was actually Bye Bye Birdie. Uh,
That was my
and then
favorite
like
musical.
yeah, it was like the high school musical at like the local high school, and me and my little sister were sweet apple kids, LOL.
Amazing.
Um,
And did you know from
and
there that's where you wanted to be on stage?
No, I mean, like, I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't really until like the next year they did La Misera, uh,
Mm,
and I was Gavroche in that, and that was like my first time like being in a role, and that was when I was like, oh,
this is
this
something.
is this is something that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So that from then on, it was kind of like, oh, okay. But then I played sports a lot and stuff, and that was like prior to all of that. So like but yeah, that was
Yeah.
the first time I was like, oh, this is the moment.
Mm-hmm. Did you like take classes at a studio, like training, doing all that tap, jazz, ballet, everything, or how did you get into dance?
Well, funny story. I actually got ran over by a van when I was 13. And when I got ran over, I couldn't play any like sports or anything. It was like for like a full year. Well, it was a couple of years actually, is what it ended up being. And this kid from my soccer team was like, "Yo, do you want to take an all boys hip hop class with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, like whatever." And then that was it. Like I took that class, and the next year I was like, I must take a tap class, and I must like add to this, and like so that was kind of how it started, and it was just like from there it was over.
Wow.
um okay, so now that it's like set, I'm gonna use a pencil to like a black eye pencil, yeah, to
Okay.
map them out. But you want to map out your like cow spots, like where you want to put them. And I think that that can be, it can be a you thing. We all know what
Okay.
cows look
I'll
like,
try to
right?
like
Especially if you've
connect
been
back to
one.
my roots of being a cow. I do
Of
remember the
being a
first song,
cow.
you know. Would you like me to perform it for you while we do this?
I would really
Okay.
appreciate it if you would perform it for
There's a video
us.
of it too, so maybe I'll share that on the Instagram. Plug, follow the Instagram, Dear Dance Pod. So here we go. Not right now, said Dot the cow. I can't help right now. That was my first lead role, so
Oh
5-year-old
wow.
prodigy. Okay.
Also, like fun fact, Haley doesn't say this about herself, but Haley can also really sing. It's pretty in there. It's pretty, it's
oh,
floaty.
oh, thank you. Okay, that's kind of like a cow spot. So you're doing cow spots like around the eyes.
Yeah, I mean they're also gonna come off the eyes. I just like to map out the eye ones first because those make me the most anxious. And generally they take me the longest, but I'm really gonna try my darndest watching my mouth.
You can yell wild
Um,
if you want. I'll put explicit on the episode.
no, it's okay. I don't need to do all that. We're making ourselves cows. Um, but there's just like certain places that I think I would prefer
Do you
the
put spots on
shapes
your
to.
nose?
No. Well, I'm gonna put one that's like kind of here in this area on my nose. Oop, can't really tell because my hand's going the opposite when I look at myself in the camera. Um,
Yeah, this looks great.
because like I did this once before for I was gonna be a cow for Halloween a couple of years ago,
But you happened to
and
actually be on tour with Todrick doing a Halloween
mm-hmm.
show, so you couldn't do that look. So cool.
Yeah, so I couldn't do it. I ordered the costume, I practiced the makeup. I was like so stoked to be a cow too. I love cow. I don't know why I'm turning aside. I love it. Cow print is my favorite. It's like the only thing that I think we should be doing. I don't really like cheetah or animal print. Cow
Cow
is
print's the
animal
move.
print.
Yes.
Yeah, the move. I
Amazing. So
can't. I
okay,
really.
I'm assuming I fill in these spots with black eyeshadow
Well, the thing
or no.
is yeah, you can do it one of two ways. You can either like fill them in with the pencil and then use a black eyeshadow to like press them down and set them and darken them. That is probably what I'm gonna do, just because I think that it gives the spots a little more depth.
I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
There are no
Okay.
rules here.
So while we're doing this, I'd love to know a little bit more about your dance journey. So you got hit by a car, casual, and you joined that hip hop class, and then from there, I mean, you've done a lot of really cool stuff. You moved to LA before New York. How was that decision? Did you? I know that you've done some cruise ships. Also, did you do that before moving to LA, or did you kind of first go the cruise ship route when you started your professional journey?
I had moved initially to LA because I had gotten into a like contemporary company out there. It was a company that a friend of mine, actually, her name is Lauren Garrett. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Her name was Lauren Garrett. She was also from Michigan. She moved out there and joined this company. It was Entity Contemporary Dance. It was Marissa Sato and Will Johnston, who are like very, very, very brilliant, brilliant human beings. And I auditioned and I got in, and I was like, oh my God, wow. And like, also, let's be honest, like, my high school boyfriend was moving out there. And so I was like, yeah, because like we're 18 and in love, and like we were gonna spend our lives together,
Yeah.
as you do when you're 18. And yeah, so I moved out there. I did the company for like a year, and then I did a like I had like gotten this audition like from my agent, who I didn't have a great relationship with. Um, I don't feel like they and I had the same opinions about where I wanted my career to go and where they wanted my career to go, and like kind of
Ooh.
like what they thought was gonna be like the tea for me. So I was like not super into it.
I think that's a
Um,
really interesting point to make, also, because, a lot of times you hear about, like, oh my gosh, like, I got an agent, like, that's it. I'm done. I got it. And it's going to be amazing. And sometimes it's not amazing. And I think that that's a really important thing to share and be honest about. Like, agents are people too, and sometimes it's not a good match. You have different ideas about what you want for your career. And what kind of stuff were you kind of starting out thinking? Were you thinking you were going to go more in the commercial road, or just kind of
well,
dance as much as possible?
the thing is like I've never been a person who only wanted to work in like one facet of the industry. So like the whole idea that like I was going to do one singular like one area was going to just like be what I specialized in, and like that was like that never really like not
Jazz.
resonated with me at all. And so I was like very like, oh well, I want to submit for musical theater stuff and I want to dance commercially, and like I was like I really wanted to be on stage with artists, which at the time I was like very, very young, and like obviously I was like very 18-year-old looking,
Right.
which I didn't realize at the time was going to be a problem, because people, a lot of things, in my opinion, have a type, right? Like they have a type that they're looking for. They don't really want to stray from that because, like there are parts of our industry that are just like they're so used to that being what it is. And it like, I think it very quickly settled in on me that I was like, oh, you're not a big muscly dude, so you're definitely not dancing for like Britney today. Um,
Right.
but then like things started to happen. Like I would be at auditions and making it farther than I ever thought I would. But it's also hard too, right? Because like you're a kid trying to learn how to be an adult. I'm from the Midwest, and like let's be honest, LA is not Michigan. And I come from a place where like JC Penney is high fashion, and that is very much what I looked like. So like, you know, it took some time and some adjusting, and you know, I think that the world, like, especially when you become a dancer like fresh out of high school, and like you have to figure out like what do you offer the world, what do you offer the industry, what do you offer yourself as a person, like, you know, we have so much growing up to do in those younger years, and like for some people it works out, for some people it's really meant to be like right off the bat, and like that just like wasn't my journey, and like I'm really glad for it now, but at the time it was definitely trying, to say the very least.
Yeah, totally. I think that something that we talk about a lot is, you know, figuring out where do we want to fit ourselves into, like, not like fitting other people's molds, but like really figuring out, how do I say this? Like what we want in life, and then putting ourselves in positions to get that. And I think that that's something that you learn with age and experience. And I know that that's something that you have done a really great job. I know you were really doing that before the pandemic, and kind of just like figuring out what is for you and what you actually want, instead of just like feeling bad about not getting, you know, everything, if that makes sense. I'm not being very articulate.
Yeah, I
I'm
think that
very
makes
fascinated with this cow situation, and I look very scary.
no, I don't think you look scary. Sorry, I'm just like one
No,
second.
make it look nice, because that's something that I also really appreciate about you, is that you're not going to do something halfway. If you're going to do something, you're going to do it well. That's with your dancing, that's with your performance, that's with everything, with your makeup. So I think that's a wonderful quality to have. So take all the time you need with your cow.
Yeah, you know, and like the thing is is like it's really not that deep, and sometimes that gets me in trouble. Like I spend too much time being like, oh, it has to be perfect, and like I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think that's like
Yeah.
also a hard lesson that we have to all learn. And so, but I do think though, like at the end of the day, like what it really was like you have to start taking care of yourself. And once you start taking care of yourself, then like the rest of it starts to make sense. Because then what you're presenting when you walk into a room feels like something you know what I mean? Like, and that's what started making the biggest difference for me. Like that was when people started to like notice the things that I was doing, and like now I'm gonna take my black shadow and I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna detail all of those
Oh, amazing.
little black spots.
I think I look a bit like ghoulish. I'm a little like a little bit like I just got out of like the coal mine, and I was a cow stuck in dirt maybe. But you know what?
You're
Like
giving like,
that's my story. I'm not just a cow. I have
honestly
a whole
though,
backstory.
and I think like that's your first time ever trying that, so like that's really
Right?
like,
I think, and that leads into what you're talking about with like perfectionism, and I've talked about this so many times on the show. Like, there's no such thing as perfect, and that's a really hard pill for dancers to swallow, I think, because we're constantly looking at ourselves in the mirror, whether it's ballet technique or just class in general. How can I get better? How can I get better? And sometimes it's really hard to just be in the moment and just be like, oh my gosh, I love dancing. I'm here. I'm doing this. Or like, I'm doing this makeup, this
or
creative
it's like,
thing. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be just fun and just doing something to be creative.
I think too it's just like really easy to get caught up in like what everyone around you is doing,
Yeah.
and being like, oh, but they're presenting this, and like, yeah, they are, but like that's also not what you're presenting. So like, what makes what you're presenting any less valuable or less valid, or like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody thought that people were crazy until they changed the world, and then all of a sudden they're brilliant. You know, you could mess up one thing out of 100 and people are going to laugh at the one thing you messed up on. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying like, oh yes, like that means once you have it figured out, like then you no longer like care what people think about you, because that's also like not true. In a world where you have to sell yourself like to get anywhere, like it's not necessarily the truth.
Yeah.
But it also like, I think like it's touch and go, right? Because like you'll have a few good days, you'll have a few good jobs, you'll have a few good classes, you'll be on a high. Then you'll walk into a room and you'll be like, wait, have I ever danced before? And all of a sudden you're like, am I talented? Like, do I deserve to be here? Have I wasted the last 10 years of my life?
Yes, it's so quick, those thoughts. It's really a skill that I think everyone, myself included, should practice.
Oh my god, spiral season is the best. I'm the queen of a spiral. I love a good spiral. I'm very good at it. Worst case scenarios are like, they're easy, but the thing is like also as dancers, like we live in an environment where like you have to thrive on being told what to fix, right? Because like it's not about this, but it's about notes. It's about being better. It's about, you know, fixing and striving for whatever that is, or at least that's how we were taught growing up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I feel like growing up, like especially our generation, like our age category, like I went to dance military school. I loved that. That for me was ideal. Like, and still to this day, I love and respect those teachers so much, and they're still so incredible. And now like when I get to go back and like teach there, and it's just like such a wild full circle experience. But like what I bring to the room is not like what was brought to me growing up, because it's like all the things I've learned in my career and like all the places I've been, and like I still feel like I'm just getting started.
yeah.
Like I feel like when we were kids it was like, oh, you get to this point where like you like when we were kids, I feel like when you were like 30, that was like it. People were like coming out of what they were doing.
Yeah, 100%. And there's so many amazing dancers who still have very successful careers well into their 30s and 40s, even on stage performing. So yeah, I think that that's definitely something that's changing, and I'm glad for it.
And I'm
I have
feeling
so
so good
still
because
too.
yeah, because then we're not getting any younger out here, but also like I still feel like my dancing gets better every year, because like I am approaching it with more knowledge and more experience and like a better understanding of who I am.
Yeah.
It's that, because like you can't really find success without knowing who you are, because we're artists. It has to feel honest and authentic. And that is something that I really like about the community here in New York, is like I feel like everyone like promotes that ideal that it needs to be authentically you to like mean something.
Yeah. What has
But
been?
just don't like no, you're good.
No, say what you were saying. I feel like you're about to do another mic drop moment.
No, I wasn't. I was about to just talk about my face. So
Oh, okay.
you're good.
How is it going? I think I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much a cow. So I killed
I'm
it.
like right behind you. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, you have been talking a lot about your life, so understandable. I have one more like dance topic before we get into our game. I would love to know about working with Todrick. Obviously, not like you don't have to spill any tea, because I know that in the dance community there has been some tea about this, but that's not what we're here for. I'd love to just know about like how you got involved, and the productions that you've been a part of, and just kind of like your experience dancing, and for someone who has such a massive fan base, and just that whole wild ride of everything that you're comfortable sharing.
I think like, well, for me, obviously everybody has their own experience. Obviously there was a lot of with anything, there's always a lot of hearsay, a lot of he said, she said, a lot of like, oh, that's crooked. A lot of like, whatever. For me, personally, I joined the team for Straight Outta Oz. It was actually the first audition I did on my very first day after I moved here.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
A friend of mine who moved here on the same day as me, we actually had like gotten off a ship together, and then we decided to move here together, and then we had both gone back to like visit the guys we were seeing like on said cruise ship, and then we both it all ended for all of us on that same cruise. So we were like, okay. So we got here. She was like, there's a Todrick Hall audition tomorrow. And like, I'd heard who he was, but like I knew who he was, but I didn't care is not the right word, but I was like, I didn't care. I was like,
you weren't like a super fan. You weren't,
yeah. I wasn't like a fan. Like, obviously I think he's really talented, but let me just grab one.
Yes. I'm gonna admire my cow print. If anyone out there is watching live, rate my cow print and be honest. I know it's probably like a 2. It's okay.
It looks good. It's giving.
It's very scary cow. Like if we were the Cow Spice Girls, like I would be scary cow and you would be posh cow. Or maybe ginger cow because of your hair, actually.
Yeah. That eye looks kind of crazy. So now.
So you went to this audition. You just
I went
to New York.
So yeah, and I was like staying in Staten Island, which was like so far away, and I was like, I just don't know if this is like the journey I want to be on. So I was like a little apprehensive about it. I am now going to pinken the tip of my nose.
I did already with some blush.
I'm gonna use like this really pinky blush, and I'm gonna mix it with this like more subdued blush, and I'm gonna like, well, these are eyeshadows actually, so I don't even know why I'm saying blush. But I mean, you can use it for blush. It's the Nikkie Tutorials Beauty Bay palette. I love her. She's everything. Yeah, and she was like, let's go to this audition for his tour. And I was like, no, I don't really want to do that. And she was like, no, please. Like, I really want to go, and I don't want to go alone. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't really want to do that. But then, so we went. And then the boys weren't even at the same time as the girls. So, like, I went and had to audition alone. And I was like, okay.
Oh, no. Stress.
Like a weird flex, but fine.
You look amazing.
Thank you. Just a little like, I love like, even if I'm doing like a regular makeup look, I love like a really overly saturated blush. Ow. And then I'm just gonna like slightly, I know that this is like not necessary, but I'm gonna just like slightly take that up my nose because I just like the way it, yeah.
Yeah, it gives like real life cow.
It's giving me depth. So I guess next, do you have lashes?
I put mascara on. Can you tell?
I'll put mascara. Yes, absolutely. I would normally curl my eyelashes, but my eyelash curler is broken, so we'll just mascara these puppies. Yeah, and so we went to the audition. I danced. It's actually a really funny story because I had never sang before.
Oh, and you had to sing in Straight Out of Oz?
Well, I had to sing. Yeah, we did sing, and I had to sing at the audition, but I didn't know that because it said singing a plus, right? And it was my first, New York audition, so I was like, yeah, sure. Singing a plus. They were like, goes down the line. He's like, Yora. And he's like, I'm a singer that moves. He's like, Yora. He's like, I'm a singer that moves. He's like, Yora. He's like, I'm a singer that moves. He's like, Yora. I was like, I'm a dancer that moves. And he was like, "You don't sing?" And I was like, no. Like, other than when I'm in my car thinking I'm Celine Dion, like, absolutely not.
Oh my god, amazing.
And so I left thinking that I was, like, obviously getting cut because, like, who wants to hire someone? Clearly it wasn't a plus. Clearly it was, like, singing mandatory, which I then later learned that in New York City, like, singing a plus never means plus. It means know how to sing like a Broadway star. And that's just like, that's okay. I just like wish that they told people, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
who knew? And so, yeah, so I get a phone call and he's like, "Hi, this is Michael calling from Todrick. Like, we'd like you to come back and sing it too." And I was like, "No." And he was like, "No." And I was like, "No, I can't do that. Sorry." Like,
Oh my
no.
god. And what'd they say?
And he
They're
was
like, no,
like,
you
"We know
have
you
to?
don't." Well, he was like, "We know you don't sing. We just like want to see where you're at." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "The accompanist will be here at 2." I was like, "The accompanist what?" I was like, "I need to have something prepared for this." And he was like, "You don't have sheet music?" I was like, "Did you misunderstand the part of this conversation where I told you, like, I don't sing?"
Oh my gosh.
Like, I was so like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And he wasn't. No, he wasn't kidding.
Oh my gosh, so you
So I,
sang?
yeah, so I had to go back and sing for these people. And now I'm in a full panic because I'm like, "Oh, Lord, what do I know the words to?"
What did you end up
Panic.
singing?
I ended up singing an a cappella version of Ain't Too Proud to Beg for These People.
Amazing, amazing choice.
Looking at the floor the entire time and trying not to cry.
Oh yeah,
And
I've been there.
honestly, it's really crazy because I got the job.
That's amazing. So you did Straight Out of Oz, and then I know you were dancing with Todrick right before the pandemic. Were you on tour when this pandemic like kicked off?
We weren't on tour. We were actually supposed to be leaving, so like everything shut down on a Thursday, and we were supposed to like that was my last like week of work, and then we were going on tour in Australia. So we ended up not getting to do that last leg, which was sad. But then, so I did Straight Outta Oz, and then I didn't work for him for a couple of years. I didn't do the second leg or Forbidden, and then I ran into them in the summertime. I ran into him twice. Like, I was performing at World Pride with like the RuPaul's Drag Race girls, and then I saw them, and then I also like I was on a date,
Oh my
and I like
god.
saw his assistant outside of Waitress, and I was like, "Oh my god, hi, like how are you?" And he was like, "Oh my god, come on in and say hi." And I was like, "Oh no, like I didn't see the show, so I don't want to like." And he was like, "What? So you can't say hi?" And I was like, "No, of course I can. Of course I can." Yeah. So I went inside,
Amazing.
and then after that, I got a phone call, and it was like, "Hi." Uh,
And that was actually right out of class. We had just taken class together, and you got a phone
yeah,
call.
yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
I had
wild.
like so many missed calls. Oh yeah, because you were literally standing right there.
Yeah.
Um, and he was like, "I have to replace somebody on this tour. Like, can you come on tour tomorrow?" And so I literally was like, "Well, I have questions." And so then I talked to his tour manager, and then I had to call my agent and wake her up, and like it was just like a whole thing because I was like, I can't live. But yeah, the next day I was on a plane, and I've just kind of been back ever since. And I did House Party, and uh, then the pandemic hit, and now we've been back to doing some stuff.
So
Um,
cool.
yeah, and it's like really nice, like especially because of the way that the pandemic has gone and the way it's changed our industry. I've been really lucky to be able to work and to be able to still be on stage. Okay, I'm gonna just put this on very quickly, so I'm not gonna say
Amazing.
anything.
And I'm actually
Normally, I
going to
would
get our
go
game ready while you do that.
perfect. I would normally go with a darker red for this, but I cannot find it, and I'm so sorry. And I normally,
Ooh, amazing. Okay, well, while you do your lipstick, I'm going to get our Would You Rather ready. So these are pretty silly questions. And if anyone is watching live or watching the replay or listening to the audio version of this, definitely let us know what you would pick. So, would you rather only eat one food for the rest of your life or have a rhinoceros horn on your chin?
I would rather. Ooh. I think I'd rather have a rhinoceros horn on my chin.
Interesting choice. Okay.
Do you really think anyone's gonna mess with you with a rhinoceros horn on your chin?
That's true. That's true. All right. Would you rather have an incurable itch between your toes or be chased by a supervillain for the rest of your life?
What was the first one?
Have an incurable itch between your toes.
Oh, yeah, I'd rather have the itch.
Yeah. Supervillains.
I like to scratch an itch.
Yeah. It'll be satisfying, but it never goes away. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but at least you always have something interesting going on, you know what I mean?
I mean, a supervillain, that would be a lot of interesting going on, but also scary. Okay, last one of these. Would you rather have to wear an itchy sweater every day forever or have a swarm of moths for hair?
The sweater.
Yeah.
No, the moths. No, the sweater. The sweater. Definitely the sweater.
Wow. You're not really bothered by itchiness, I see.
But I am bothered by moths.
Yeah. And they would eat all your sweaters, so then you'd have no sweaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, well, I know we've talked a little bit about makeup, but what are some of your other passions outside of dance?
I do. I do really like makeup. I think that like. Oh, I messed that up.
I think it looks gorgeous.
Makeup is like it's like therapeutic for me because it's like you have to focus so hard on it
Yeah.
that it kind of like allows you the space to not be so in your head. And I'm like the queen of also overthinking literally everything under the sun. So,
I can relate.
you know, and like I went through this thing a couple of years ago with dying. That was dark. That sorry.
No, it's okay. Get those lines, get those lips puckered.
There you go. Now they're even. Ow. I went through this thing where I like was like, oh shoot, like I'm gonna die one day, and so I was like really struggling with that. And then like doing my makeup though was like the only time that I was focused. So I like wasn't really thinking about it. I'm also very passionate about sitting right here on this couch and watching TV. Like the good gay boy that I am, I watch all of the RuPaul's Drag Races. I'm currently watching Lock and Key. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I started it. I haven't finished it, but it's spooky.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's like really, really so great. I love to read, actually. That sounds so like, but like, no, I do. I love to read. I like to go bowling. I do like to sing. You won't hear me. You likely won't hear me singing anytime soon, but I do like to do it. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Just like the normal things. I like to snack.
Oh yeah. I think that you have such a great like balance of being really professional in this industry and still finding time to do other things and still finding time to nurture your other creative passions like makeup. And I think that's such a great example for people to show that you can literally be on tour and still do other stuff with your life, still have a social life, still have passions outside. I think that that's such a great example, and the way that you approach your dance training, especially I know we had a conversation about kind of like figuring out, okay, what do I want? What am I going to spend my time doing that benefits me? Because I am in control of my life and how I'm in control of my happiness. And I really love that about you. And it's something that I really aspire to do as well. So you're such a great example to me. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's important to understand because dance is such a big part of who we are and like being artists and performers is such a big part of who we are, but it's like you have to like you're still a human, like you still have to have a human experience. And I find that for my own like mental health and my own emotional health that like when I prioritize my free time to be a person and like I'm really lucky because like I have a really solid like very small group of friends that I like to keep small because they keep me grounded and they're like people I would literally go to the end of this earth for and vice versa. But because it's like you can get so like lost in the chaos and the mess that is like our industry and like who you are and like it's just like it's important because if you're not happy and you're not enjoying your life like then what are you doing because like it's short like and I want it to be plus it's like one of those things like I try to push people I care about to like be the best that they can be at whatever it is that they need or want in life. And so I just feel like it's like I have to hold myself to those own expectations and I can only do that when I feel complete as a person and like you got to recharge, you know what I mean? Like if you only think about dance all day every day, like that is not healthy. I don't care who you are. Like you have to care about other things too or else you're just never going to be happy.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so right there with you. I love that. So it's time for our next game, which is a little less of a game and more of some questions. Surprised you with that one. So I
You
say this to
did.
everyone, but these are random questions that I found on the internet, and I sorted them kind of randomly into categories. And a lot of them are from the website Questions to Ask Your Dad. They have great questions over there, so check them out. But I'm going to randomly pick one from each, and you can always veto if it's something you're uncomfortable answering, but they're not too crazy. So let's see what we get. Some of them are silly, some of them are like deep. Okay. Pick a color.
Let's go with pink.
If you could do anything for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Entertain other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're on that path, so that's awesome.
We're working on it.
Next question.
Oh, I pick again. Let's go with purple.
Ooh, what do you love most about yourself? I love that question.
The thing that I love most about myself currently is that I try my best when I am faced with any kind of situation that I try to see it from all points of view and then I try to like take a moment and a step back to assess like how I would be feeling if I was the other person and then I try my best to respond in those ways. I think that um is probably like my best quality at this moment in time. For a moment in time, you know what I mean?
You said we wouldn't hear you sing.
That wasn't singing. It's just a little Mariah Carey moment.
She's defrosting, I've heard. It's about to be Christmas time.
It's about to be her time.
All right, next question.
Orange.
If you had to make an alias, what would it be? Like a secret agent name or personality
Ooh.
or job, life, a secret life, like a secret spy life.
Honestly, I would love to be a spy. I'm pretty much one already. I can search through social media to find out just about anything very, very quickly. That's a little scary. Yeah, or like I feel like I'd want to do something completely different than like what I do now. I'd want to be like a surgeon. I've always really wanted to cut people open, but like not like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I got run over, there was like a long time I was like, I want to be a doctor because like that's who saved my life. And then I was like, oh
Yeah.
wait, you mean I can count to 8 for a living? I want to do that.
Amazing. Okay. Ooh, this is a hard one to end on. Has life been hard on you so far?
I think life's been hard on everybody. Yes. Life I think life was really really hard on me at the beginning. Like growing up was really hard, and I think in my early adult life it really took me a long time to realize like how that had really affected me and like how that was making me like be to the world. But I think like where I'm at now and like moving forward, I'm really grateful that it was hard because I feel like I am such a better person for it today, even though it's
Mm.
like I wish I hadn't had to go through some of those things to get here. But I'm just really glad that I am here because I feel like now I'll be able to do a lot more good in the world than I would have initially.
I love that. And the
Thank you.
last question that I ask everyone is what brings out your most creative self?
Honestly, I'm my most creative when I am the most relaxed. Like I think fostering an environment where I feel like comfortable, which really like only happens like when you're happy in all facets of your life. So like it's like such a weird thing because like I know like for a lot of people it's like, oh, I was like going through this, like I have to go through it and be like out on the other side of it before I can reflect on it and be like, now I can create something for it. I actually
Mm.
like it's like I guess living through fear as opposed to like living on the other side of it like allows
Ooh.
you the space to be creative.
Ooh, I love that answer.
Yeah, you
I love that
know.
answer. Amazing. Well, where can people find you if they want to get in touch, if they want to see more of your amazing dancing, if they want to book you for more jobs?
Yes, hire me. You can find me at James G Little on all social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I don't really use TikTok. I don't. I I should. I should, but I
Yeah,
don't.
we all should apparently, but it's so overwhelming over there for me.
You know. But yeah. So
Amazing. And if you would like to connect with the show, you can always find us on Instagram at Dear Dance Pod. The Instagram is finally the right name, so definitely go check us out over there. And if you would like to follow me personally, find my dance stuff, my Instagram is Haley Grove. Very simple. And definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're still here. It would mean so much to me. It's essentially Haley, and I'm hoping to start doing a little more videos of just like dance stuff and craft stuff and how that I combine those things into my life to stay creative and sane. So definitely stay tuned for that. And also the final thing that I'll plug is the Patreon. And when we get to 100 patrons, I'm going to be starting the Dancer's Dream Grant Program, which means we'll be donating $1 per patron every month to a dancer who has a creative project that needs help being funded. So that will start off with monthly donations of $100, and the more patrons that we have, the more money we can give back to the community and lift everyone up and help everyone, whether that's, hiring a videographer or paying your dancers what they should be paid, or, getting some snacks at least, just helping dancers help the world, because dancers do help the world with our art, and we're important and essential, and it's hard out here. So anything I can do to give back, I'm really excited to get that going. So definitely check out all of those things. I think our makeup yours looks really great. I mean, if people want to like give me like a rate, like we can do like a battle. I don't know. I think I would get like maybe a 2.5, but like you get like a 10 gold star, triple platinum, amazing
not even.
soloist of the year award. So I think that that's really great.
Come on, Dancing Divas Award.
Yep, that's you. You get the moving on out award. Brought to you by Judge 322. All right, amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was so
Oh, thank you
fun.
for having
I'm
me.
gonna practice my makeup. I promise. Every year, I swear it's gonna get better and better.
It will. It can only get better. I used to look crazier than I look today.
Amazing. Well, thank you again and have a great night, everyone.